What's up everybody, Dan Ellis from Dark Tech again, and we're just continuing on with our Artisteer tutorials. The last one I went through the layout of your main content area on how to work it, and the last little bit of the layout I'm going to cover off on this tutorial is the footer. Okay, and you'll find a lot of similarities between this section and your layout of the rest of your website template, like your header, etc. And to show that, I'll just click on the highlighted area, like I said before, and click on it, and it takes us to our footer tab. Now, if you look at the icons in here, you notice that they're laid out pretty much the same as all the others. So if we go to layout, you see suggested layout and some basic stuff. You go to content, there's your icons for the template, looking much the same as the footer. It should be fairly easy to go through these particular settings, because they're all exactly the same as the last lot of tutorials that we've been through. So again, length and position, okay, inside the sheet, sheet width, screen height, and page width, screen height. So basically your three options there. Let me just change the fill color of the footer for you so you can see it clearly. Clicking on it, we go sheet width, screen height. Okay, notice it takes to the width of the whole screen. Okay, and if we just go inside the sheet, notice the footer line down the bottom there pops up. So what this will do is this will take you to the bottom of your screen. Okay, if we go page width, screen height, notice it takes it all the way to the edge of the page and also to the bottom of the screen. So it fills up the bottom half of your website browser. Okay, and that's basically three settings you choose. Again, whenever you do this, the choice is entirely up to you how you want to play this. Okay, your margin is how far away your footer is away from your website content. Okay, if we you can, if you want, on your margins, overlap your content, but in most settings you really can't tell the difference other than mousing over and see that you've overlapped it. Normally just leave it at 0. If you want to go a bit further, you can, but that's entirely up to you, and again, how you set your website up. Okay, we can have a separator in there. Notice the line. I'll just move that margin away a little bit for you so you can see it. There it is there, see your white line there. Okay, if you want to have that. Text padding. Okay, how much space you have in between the edge of your footer and your text. Okay, don't make that too big because you're losing real estate doing that. I usually leave it at 5 pixels, which is fine. Okay, your alignment. Notice the alignment we have here on our website there. Things are going left and right. Okay, that's entirely up to you how you want to do it. Okay, now all your headings. This is pretty much the same setup as our content section, and we'll cover a lot of the content in the next tutorial. But it's exactly the same. So I want to cover this stuff in the content section because it's a more rounded area to cover it all in. But just be aware that all the information here, as far as text and hyperlinks and the rest of that goes, is set up exactly the same way as we set our content up. So I'm not going to go too much into that stuff. Okay, some of the ones I do want to go into though are the text area. Okay, if we look down here, this section here, this is just all text. Now this is static text, it's not text out of your database, all right? What we see here is a layout for static content only, all right? You can put information into your footer by way of a module, okay? You can also, if you want, set up extra positions inside your footer using the Joomla content management system layout and actually getting modules into those positions, but you can't do it using Artisteer. What Artisteer does, it puts a div tag in there, but it doesn't label it through Joomla. Okay, and I'll explain a bit more of that a little bit later on. Notice how we got three boxes here. You can leave those in your template, and you can place that, have them show up on your website, but you can't actually place any modules inside these div tags, all right, because it's just static text. It won't show up. Not like you can with certain positions around your website. So you can actually create extra positions in your template where you can actually put the dynamic data. And I'll show you how to do that in one of my Joomla tutorials. Okay, I hope I explained that clear enough, but if not, you'll see what I mean when we actually get into Joomla. I'm not going to worry about editing this text because basically it's like any other Word document, your styling, all the rest of it. If you wanted to add extra columns in these, and you do want to make a static page, notice the little icons we have when we highlight these boxes here. Now if we click on those, there's a heap of settings there, and you can insert a row after. So we go insert a row there. Notice now we go down here, we have another box. Okay, another 3 boxes here. Notice we now have 6 places. We can do it again. Okay, insert row, we can make it 5 boxes. Okay, and we can keep going. So you've got plenty of spaces and you can make lots of div tags. And this is one of the good things about Artisteer, is it allows you to set up a static page very, very well and lay things out really, really nicely. But that's all it is. It's only static data. It's not stuff that you can use in your dynamic data for Joomla out of your database. But we can add these things. I know I'll show you how to add these sorts of boxes, additional boxes, so you can place additional data in there. I'll show you how to do that a little bit later on in another tutorial, in a Joomla tutorial, because this not an Artisteer thing. Okay, back to our footer. We have our footnote. Okay, if you look down the bottom here, you notice there is a little bit of text with a link in it. That is your footnote. Okay, and you can change the color of your text just to show you. Okay, there it is there. And if we do it again on the link, notice it changed it again. Now, there's no way of actually getting rid of that footnote in this section here. If you want to get rid of that altogether, you need to go to the export button up the top here. Click on the Joomla template. Click on options, and then click on footnote. And then all you do is you uncheck these 2 boxes there. Click OK. All right, and we can close this now. And when you go down to the bottom and have a look at this, you'll notice it's actually disappeared. Let me go and change this footer layout to inside sheet. Okay, notice it, it's gone. All right, so you can't see it. All right, and that's the bit for the footer. Images is the same as any other image. You can set your borders and your margins, etc., etc. Again, have a play with all this sort of stuff. It shows you and get the experience on how you fiddle with things. It's pretty straightforward stuff, and you'll come up with a good layout of your own. Okay, there's no set way of creating a template. There's some guidelines you need to look at. Some of the guidelines are, don't use random colors because a lot of times they don't match. If you can find yourself a good color wheel to provide good colors, if you're not good at that sort of stuff, then do that. Or suggest go to your colors and fonts and look for some color themes. I mean, this Artisteer does it very, very well for color schemes. So you can see the color schemes I have, they're all matched. So you can use one of those if you like. Just click on it and away you go. You're up there again. What else have we got in the footer? There's not much else there really. You've got your bullets, you've got your line spacing, margins, left and right margins, character spacing. It's all pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, and that's how you set up your footer space. Okay, that's about it for this tutorial. I'll finish off this playlist for now on the next tutorial. The next tutorial I want to go through is the content section, okay, which is to do with all your text and bits and pieces in here, and a few tips that I've found that links Artisteer to Joomla. That I've found a few little buggy things that happen. So if you like this tutorial, I hope you're getting something out of this playlist. If you do, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye for now.